trying not to get burnt out because, October will be coming around the corner, and I'm also graduating this semester. So having that mental endurance and trying not to overwhelm myself right before I'm beginning, to study again.
Yeah, sure. So I'll ask you a couple questions here. First is, in the grand scheme of everything you've done in the academic world up to this point, how would you rate the LSAT in comparison to other stuff you've done in terms of difficulty?
I will say I'm very happy that I decided to take a major that I'm passionate about. So comparing it to the LSAT is more difficult.
Yeah, so LSAT as compared to, let's say, did you take the SAT or the ACT?
Right, yes.
Have you ever taken any other graduate level admissions exams like the GRE?
No.
Okay, well, LSAT's harder than all of them.
Yes.
It's harder than all of them. So the idea here is that maybe it makes sense that it would take longer to study for.
Right.
How long did you study for June?
About 6 months.
And how consistent was that studying?
It was very consistent. Every week I would study, every day leading up to that point, I would study about 6 hours. And then around Saturdays or Sundays, I would take a prep test.
So 6 hours pretty much every day. And then on the weekends, you were doing full length exams.
Yes.
This was for 6 months?
Yes, for 6 months.
Wow.
I was very dedicated. And so you can imagine my disappointment when my Wi-Fi situation came up. But yes, I was very dedicated. I did take breaks though. Like I'm not a superwoman. So I did have at least some days off here or there, but I was very consistent in terms of my studying.
Wow. Well, I'm going to say you are a superwoman because that is a tremendous feat to maintain for that long. So kudos to you for your dedication there.
Thank you.
Now, it's a lot of work. You also raised the idea of burnout. And I now see why you raised that idea, because that is a fairly grueling schedule to maintain for such a long period of time. You clearly recognize the LSAT's importance as well as its difficulty. And then you have this Wi-Fi issue come up.
Yeah.
Which I imagine was a significant portion of why you're looking to retake now.
Yes. Yeah. And it's really why I wanted to talk to you about how I can make a more reasonable schedule, because I know if I continue a schedule like that, I will not be able to, my mental health will not be able to keep up with it.
Sure. So, and on top of the LSAT prep, you're also in school. You talked about graduating. So you have academic, you have other classes in the mix on top of all that.
Of course, yes. I have a lot of classes. I have exams to take, and I'm taking a thesis class. So I have a thesis paper to complete before graduation.
Yes, you've got a lot on your plate.
Yes. And I know I will not be able to do that 6 hour a day schedule.
And you may not need to. You may not need to. It could be that you improve. You may not need to gain any additional understanding of the exam and simply have your Wi-Fi be good, and that might be enough. On top of that, if you do a bit of studying over the next, we're speaking now end of July, so you've got about 2 months till October. Over the next 2 months, just stay fresh. That might be all you need to do. Could be.
Okay.
Or alternatively, maybe you want to do some light studying on weak areas on top of doing a prep test once a week just to stay fresh. And that might be enough.
Okay. So just really feeling out like how I am.
Yeah.
So far. Okay.
Your understanding level at this point may be enough to, if you could take the LSAT tomorrow, maybe you'd be good. It's hard to say. We haven't worked together closely enough for me to know that, but I can say that if you stay fresh and do an exam every week and review it, given what you've done up to this point, you might not need more than that. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.